Welcome to the channel of Our Story is One. I am Sima Ghodrati, your coach for life. I wanted to talk to you about this trend is happening, and everyone's talking about how one can know oneself. How can we understand who we are? Everyone and all the channels, I'm sure everywhere you go in the media, there's a lot of information about who we are and about this vast consciousness. And to find our true self, we need to have a very deeper understanding of our inner world and etc. I want to bring your attention to one thing and only one thing. This one self, to get to know ourselves, starts with our thoughts and our feelings, friends. This self or ego or whatever today we can has been labeled, it's nothing but just our thoughts and our feelings. What happens if we take away those two? If one person doesn't have any thoughts or any feelings, what happens to us? We can't function, right? So in order for me to get to know myself, I need to understand where my thoughts are coming from. And when those thoughts enter my brain, enter my inner world, how are they being interpreted? And what feelings are being awakened? And what feelings have I been suppressing? So this is the key, friends. The key is all those thoughts that enter my mind are not my thoughts, are a bunch of program and beliefs that the society has been giving us. And when they enter our inner world, those thoughts will awaken feelings that they've been in childhood is been suppressed. For example, your hunger and your thirst has never been suppressed. It's something that the parents always noticed and sometimes even forced it. Even you weren't hungry, they gave you food. Or when you were hungry, they made you wait until everyone else shows up. But the fact is they did understand that there is a feeling called hunger and there's a feeling called, for example, thirst, and very familiar with it. Or sometimes pain as well, right? But the fact is no one gave us those feelings. We're born with those feelings, right? They're within me, and when they are, if something happens, they will awaken, right? But so as shame, so as guilt, so as fear, so as a feeling of anger. All these things are within us, friends, right? But if I want to get to know myself, don't I need to know where my thoughts are originating? Are those pure thoughts, or those are thoughts that is based on expectation, analyzing, and trying to win, or to judging? All these thoughts are given to me as something attached to it. So when they come, these thoughts are in my head, keep saying, love this one, don't like that one. Hang out with these people, don't hang out with these people. Choose this religion, don't choose that religion. Go here, don't go there. It has opposites of everything that you believe is not solid. It also has the negative part of it. So because the brain needs to survive. So therefore, everything that has been enter my mind, it's not solid thoughts. It's a thought that comes from the society, and it's the chosen ones and selective ones. So, and it's limited. So those thoughts cannot express who I am, because someone else is telling me how to live my life or how to do things and what I like, what I should not like. And all of these thoughts have some sort of a prejudice underlying. For example, a prejudice of being having a status, or a gender prejudice, or a nationality, or a religion, or an age, or anything. Everything you name it, there is a prejudice underneath that doesn't allow me to find who I am and enter my heart and realize that all those beliefs belongs to the society. Those are not my beliefs. Today I want to love humanity. Today I understand the oneness of mankind, oneness of religion, oneness of God. There's only one God, one religion, one humanity. We're all one. But when we are in our brain, in our mind, because the society has given us all these information, it segregates everything. It makes a division, and because it wants to survive, it wants to tell us this is good, this is not good. So how would I understand myself better? I need to start thinking what it is to be independently investigate the truth. What does that mean, independently investigate the truth? The truth is, everything was given to me from the childhood. It's not mine. Friends, love, hate, anger, everything that I've been raised, it's not mine. Because the culture let's just start about the culture just in one family. Let's look at the family of like having 2 or 3 kids. Parents are raising the first child. Parents are like happy. They're both very, loving towards each other. They have the first child and they do everything with that child. And a few years passes by. Dad loses his job. Mom goes through a major depression. And all of a sudden they found out they're pregnant with the second one. The second one enters this family, doesn't have the same parents as the first child had. First child was exposed to a beautiful family, beautiful parents. Now the second child has a very poor family. She was born in a poor family who have to count their pennies. Or when I say poor, I don't mean like materially. I mean that emotionally they're going through a lot of stress. So therefore, when they thinking, even if it's a material, it's also affects, right? But the fact is, the second child has a totally different parent than the first child. So when these two grow, they have different beliefs. They have different understanding of the world. So we can't say, oh, they're not loving, or these two are gonna any actions that they have in this world is based on a program that they have entered their mind, right? But these two siblings have to put their beliefs under the microscope. They have to say, oh, what happened? Why everything went up and down, up and down? Should I go up and down with this? No. I need to find my true self. I need to know who I am. So when I find myself, I understand that the world is a show, and people play in the show in a different way. Sometimes you're a mother, sometimes you're a father, sometimes you're a sibling, sometimes you're a boss or a co-worker. This is the show we all play, right? But the fact is, when the show ends, I need to go back and see who I am. And that's the era of the truth. Today is the era of the truth, that we need to find out who we are, friends. We cannot play these roles anymore and believe that every role is a truth of me. No, it's not my truth. It's what is given to me through society, through community. I need to find myself. For example, sometimes some of these feelings are being suppressed. Let's talk about one of the feelings that have been suppressed and we have not recognized it, right? Let's say talk about anger. Anger, for me, to my understand, anger has a direct relationship with justice. But there's two kinds of justice, friends, right? One kind of justice is it belongs to the individual. When something happens to me, I have the right to make my own decision to forgive that person, right? If I want to, I say, okay, no problem. This person did this and they were not in a right minded, or they had some issues. I can analyze it in my own heart, and with my decision that I make in my heart, I can let go, right? I can forgive that person. But there is another way justice, which belongs to the community and institutions. And they actually, let's say, for example, if I don't forgive that person, I'm going to ask the justice department to take care of it, right? So at that moment, they come and this person goes under questions, and because of the actions they taken, there's going to be some consequences, right? So we need to understand there's two kind of justice that we need to start thinking about, right? And according to that kind of a justice, I learn to understand my feelings. Feelings of anger will be expressed, and I will say, oh, anger has awakened. How would I deal with this anger? First, I acknowledge it, I love it, I don't fight it. And then at the same time, when my feelings comes up, I will decide to do how to go forward with that situation, right? But friends, think about this. If we don't understand those thoughts, if we allow the thought that community gives me, the society, the program that is within me, how do I do? What do? I become everything within the society. I will act as an individual, community, and institute. I will fight with that person. I wanted to take that person to the prison. I would do anything to make sure they understand they did something wrong. And all these things are what's happening within me. Within me, I am forgetting I'm individual, that I also have a choice not to act as an institute. So, but when I start reflecting and thinking about who I am, I will go to my heart. I will understand as an individual what is the responsibility of the individual, right? Because these three protagonists are working together lovingly, hand in hand. Fortunately, hopefully, I should say, hopefully. But this is the society we want to build, right? So, friends, to investigate the truth independently, understand your own thoughts, understand your own feelings, questions everything that you've been raised, and love everything about yourself. There's nothing about you is bad. It only becomes bad when you don't give it an attention. Thank you very much. I am Sima Ghodrati, your coach for life, and happy to be with you today and tomorrow.